You may be able to tell that I'm an optimist when it comes to the future of cities. But let's be clear, all is not perfect. We have a burgeoning crisis happening in front of us. You have never had a bigger disparity between the rich and the poor in major cities. Cities are becoming too unaffordable for too many. Now, I don't see this as a political comment or an ideological comment. I think it is an existential matter for the survival of cities. People have been coming here since the beginning of cities to pursue a dream of upward mobility for themselves and for their children. And I think if we cut that dream off, we are cutting ourselves off. You heard on Tuesday from New York's Mayor Bill de Blasio. Mayor de Blasio may be the most progressive mayor in all of America. But I'll tell you something about him that may surprise you. He's also pro-real estate development. He's unveiled a plan to create 200,000 units of affordable housing here in New York over the next 10 years. Nothing anywhere near this scale has ever been proposed, let alone achieved. And Mayor de Blasio knows, in order to accomplish even a fraction of his goal, he's going to need to partner with all of us in the real estate industry. It's an enormous opportunity. And I think it's also a chance to create a model that could be replicated by progressive mayors and real estate developers in other big cities. Politics can make strange bedfellows. That's also the case when it comes to the issue of landmarking. Now, landmarking is a great thing, and all of us who have grown up in New York, we look upon the destruction of the old Penn Station as an urban tragedy. Thank God for Jackie Onassis and others who rescued Grand Central Terminal and Radio City Music Hall when they were close to suffering a similar fate. But even good things can go overboard, and I believe we've reached that point here in New York. If you look at the island of Manhattan, where we all are, 25% of Manhattan is now considered an historical district. 1/4 of this island is restricted from new development and renovation of existing buildings. Clearly, that's not good for all of us in the real estate business. It's also not good for the average New Yorker. If you look across those historical districts, guess how many units of affordable housing have been created in the last 10 years? 5. Not 5 buildings, 5 units in 10 years. It's not sustainable. Now, the City of London came to a similar realization when they decided to radically change their approach to allowing density. 25 years ago, it would have been inconceivable for the Gherkin, the cheese grater, the walkie-talkie, or the Shard, let alone all of them, to be built. But a new leadership group took over the City of London, and they had a different idea of how to do things. They understood that the best way to preserve London's history and its majesty was to integrate the old with the new. That this would provide not just preservation, but also an economic engine that could lead that city into the future. I think there are a lot of lessons to learn from the courage of the London city planners.